Her eyes were like a storm.
Good evening everyone, welcome to the BARDS Tales down here at Sandinista in Manchester. I've got Joshua McCLURG with me this evening. We're going to talk a bit about his music, where he comes from and what he does as a musician and how he prefers to gig. So Joshua, welcome to the BARDS Tales.
Alright mate,
nice
how's
to
it
meet
going?
you. I'm very good, thank you. So first of all, thanks for coming down and having a chat with us tonight. If you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and what sort of music you're into and that sort of thing, just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, so my name's Josh, play acoustic guitar. I'm into my folk music, play a lot of Irish stuff. I'm in a band as well called the Lucky 15s who do Irish gigs up and down the country.
Okay, sounds good. So having listened to a few of your tracks, you can tell you're obviously a folk musician. Where do you sort of find inspiration? Because they're almost like stories. You're definitely a storyteller with your music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I think all folk music's like that. I'm a big fan of the Dubliners, all traditional Irish songs, and I like the ballads especially. I like the stories to them.
Yeah.
And the narrative songs. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I've noticed your songs tell very particular stories. Does that come from personal experience, or is that through different means?
Not always. What I normally try and do is just try and create something that's in that folk idiom, that folk tradition.
Okay.
And just like the language colour it. It doesn't necessarily have to be personal. Sometimes it may be, but it may be masked in different imagery. It just depends really.
It really interests me actually with folk music because there's definitely a set pattern, isn't there? Do you sit down with a song and say, right, this bit needs to be like this, that needs to be like that, or do you just let it happen and then tailor it to that genre? Or?
I think I'm maybe used to. As I've got older and as I've listened to more and more folk music, it's a lot more ingrained in me.
Yeah.
So quite often what I'll do is, whereas in the past I might have, spent weeks over a lyric and each kind of particular verse and said, right, it's got to be about this, it's got to be about that. What I'll tend to do now is just play something, come up with a melody. As soon as I've got the melody, just record it on my phone, making up any old lyrics, kind of folky sort of lyrics, and then from there listen to it a few times, get a sense of what the song should be about, and then try and write it very quickly.
Okay, it just sort of happens.
Yeah, so I think whenever it doesn't happen, which is quite often, you just get rid of that song and just move on to something that you can do within half an hour.
Yeah, I mean one thing I've found with folk music in particular is some artists find it very difficult to tailor it to the type of gig they're playing. So if you're in an intimate gig, would you play the song the same way as you would if you were at a bigger gig with more people, or how do you transpose that?
I just do different songs.
Yeah.
So like at an intimate gig, I've got nice slow songs, either originals or folk ballads that I like singing.
So you have more like up-tempo stuff for the larger gigs?
Yeah, like if I do my covers on my Lucky 15s gigs,
yeah,
they're all the upbeat Irish stuff, and I have a lot of fun doing that. But obviously, if you've got an intimate gig, it's quite nice to bring it down sometimes.
So tell us a little bit about your solo stuff then. So how long have you been playing solo now?
Well, so when I started I was doing that, and then obviously when the band split up, with Deitchy split up about 2 or 3 years ago, I started playing a lot more solo stuff again.
Okay, so you say 2-3 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, and you got any plans for touring or anything like that? You just want to keep it for fun, strictly for fun?
Yeah, I don't really know, like maybe.
Yeah.
I think I've got enough to do an album, so maybe
that's something you could look
record an album and then just decide from there. But I do lots of gigs around anyway from time to time, but it's not my main thrust that maybe it once was.
So what is it you enjoy most about being a musician? Is it the live stuff? Is it being in the studio? What sort of makes you tick?
I think it's the live stuff really. I enjoy playing live and just playing in front of like-minded people.
Yeah, is that because of the reaction you get when people hear your songs, or is it simply just the feeling of being on a stage? Or
probably a bit mixture of both, to be honest. Yeah,
it's good to have a healthy balance of the two.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about your guitar then. So you go out as a solo artist and it's just you and your guitar on stage, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have any pedals or anything like that, or is it
Oh no.
strictly just you and the guitar?
Yeah, and just as simple as I can possibly make it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try not to overcomplicate things.
Yeah. Just let the songs do the talking.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
That's a good way
I
to
feel
do
like
it.
if you've got a strong melody, and lyrics are good, don't distract it by having wah-wah pedals and
Fair point, very
delay
fair point.
and pitch shifters and all that.
Good stuff. Where can our viewers find out more about you? Have you got any links online that we can check out?
I think I've got a Lucky 15s Facebook page, so if you just search Lucky 15s.
Yeah.
And I've got SoundCloud as well.
So you got all your solo stuff on.
All my solo stuff. I tend to just put kind of demos up on that, so I
Yeah.
just record something on my phone, and if I think it turns out really well, I'll just put it up there.
You on Twitter or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I don't really use it though.
No.
I like reading tweets about horse racing.
Fair enough. So do you find that social media has a big impact on what you're doing in particular? Excuse me, or do you think the folk genre doesn't really rely too much on that, and it's more about the hardcore fans that come out to the shows?
I think I don't know, mate. You might ask it wrong person, because I think it's definitely important if you do want to. If you want to go down that kind of path and make something of it, obviously it's important to build a fan base and that.
Yeah.
But that's not my kind of driving.
Like you say, out there and just play songs.
So like with the Lucky 15s one, I mean, we've literally just got a Facebook on there in case at a gig someone says,
where can we find you?
Yeah, so I give them like a card with my mobile number for them to book me, or to just go on the Facebook there.
Yeah, cool. So, coming to the end of the interview, what advice would you have to anyone who wants to get into live music in particular?
What to play, like?
Well, anything they should avoid in terms of different types of promoters, or any certain types of venues, or just songwriting tips in general, really?
I'd say just go out there and just do it. Just go out there, just play in front of as many people as you can, or as little people as you can. But don't be that guy who plays and then goes home. Be the one who stays, sticks around,
support,
chat to everyone, because you'll find that you'll learn a lot by watching people that maybe you wouldn't if you just play your set, go home thinking you're the best songwriter in Manchester.
Great advice. Well, thank you very much, Josh.
Nice
Everyone,
one,
don't forget to check out Joshua McCLURG online as well. He's got all his music on SoundCloud, and Josh's going to be performing for us a little bit later on this evening as well. So Josh, thank you very much.
Cheers, Mike.